trying to stand out in somebody's inbox is very hard these days. So I think it's all about, again, understanding what are the customer's challenges. So what is the words that you can use that straight away they've got an empathy with, something they can relate to, something where, again, you're building a credibility almost immediately and they can see you understand what their challenges are. And I think that happens for anybody. That's not just in IT. That's exactly what I'm looking for when agencies are communicating with me. So yes, you do have to keep thinking about your content. It's not as simple as buy two and only pay for one, or here's one free, etc. It's all about what actually are the challenges that the IT manager or the CIO or your target audience are having, and how can you articulate that through the content that you send to them. I think emails, you have to get them very short and very precise as to what you're trying to get across. It's great if you can link through to something that they can then download, or perhaps a video that they can watch. And I don't think there's a one-hit wonder. I think you have to keep continuously communicating to this audience with something new and something fresh. And it's all about building, over a time, some credibility with that end user.
Making content interesting is always a difficult thing to do. That's the challenge for marketing, PR people everywhere, I think. If you can be controversial as an attention-grabbing mechanism, then that's fine, but it's got to be built upon solid company values. You can't just be controversial for the sake of it. It's got to be something that you can then follow up with the necessary level of passion, with the necessary level of insight, with the necessary level of integrity. I think if you can make something, the headline is really a very important thing to think about. And if you can say that this technology saved a company, or it helped a company grow by a factor of 2 or something like that, that's not controversial, but it is attention grabbing, and that's the key. There's so much information fighting for attention out there that if you can make what you say interesting and attention grabbing, and then keep the attention, because you've got to not only start to be interested, you've got to maintain that interest level, and that's actually quite challenging.
To ensure that our content stands out beyond competitors in content marketing, we really try to make sure that we have a mix of traditional content that we feel certain audiences still really need. So white papers, analyst reports, product trials and demos, those are all really important for certain audiences to ensure that they have the proof that they need. But then to ensure that we stand out, it's about embracing new formats. So thinking about how infographics can be used in support of those other things or on their own. Video, again, is a key one, a key piece of content that we're looking at. How do we ensure that we do traditional types of video with newer formats of video, and providing things that are really engaging, very quick and simple, and provide that message in a way that's really easy to digest for the audience.
Successful elements of a content marketing program, first and foremost, the quality of your content. Now, you can have the best content in the world with the best products in the world, but if you're making basic mistakes like spelling, or just silly mistakes about how your graphic looks, how it's laid out, how it's produced, it doesn't matter how good your content is or how good your message is. So whatever content you're producing, make sure it looks good and that it's spelt right. That's really basic, but it's just so off-putting to see things, whether it's on a website, for example, if your material is spelt wrong, if your product names are spelt inconsistently. A prospective buyer or customer is going to look at that and think, well, if they can't even get their own content right, I'm really just not interested in what they can do for me. Make it really clear, really simple. Don't dress your message up as something it's not. Don't be ashamed of it. Just tell it how it is. Tell, what are you trying to do? You're trying to sell product. You're trying to give some hints and tips, advice. Decide what it is you want to do and just stick with that. So professionalism, your content has to be professional, it has to be relevant, and it's got to be what your audience expects.